Hey friends, it's Tuesday, it's Team Talk Tuesday. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time with me tonight. I will do my best to bring some value to you. My name is Catherine, Superstar Director of Sensi for over 11 years now. And my passion is really to find the most simple way to do a thing, because if it's simple, I'm more likely to do it, and I'm more likely to do it consistently, and consistent action is what will get you the results that you really want. So tonight, speaking of action, we are going to talk about action plans. And that might sound really boring, so I'm going to try and make it a little more fun or interesting and tell you a story. So I live near Toronto, and since I was a little girl, I remember almost every year, every other year for sure, my family would load into our minivan and we would drive from Toronto all the way down to Florida, to the Orlando area. Sometimes Disney World, sometimes not, but it was a big deal. And when I was a little girl, it was long before GPS or anything like that. And my mom would go to the CAA and she would get, they call it, I think, a triptych. It was a map book. And it was like a notepad that opened this way. It was spiral bound. And the representative at CAA would go and take a highlighter and literally highlight on the map the route from where we lived all the way to Florida. And they would find out about, road work or highway closures or things like that, suggest different routes, so on and so forth. So we would follow that map, and a day or 2 days later, depending on if my dad wanted to drive through the night, we would arrive in Florida. Now, I am no longer a little girl. I have little boys. They're actually kind of big now, but we also have made similar road trips to Florida several times, in fact. And I love thinking of our business like a road trip, because there's some very clear comparisons. First, you have a destination, you have where you want to end up, right? In our case, it's Florida or Disney World in this example. There's lots of other places to take road trips to. I know some of you are planning trips soon. Thank goodness for travel, right? So you have a destination and you have a date that you need to arrive to check into your hotel. And then you have a whole bunch of in between, right? Just saying, okay, I'm going to check in on April 1st, whatever day, to my hotel in Florida does not get you there, right? There are a lot of steps along the way, a lot of action steps that we need to take in between our starting point and our destination. So what I am using as kind of the basis for this chat is the action plan worksheet, which is right in your Sensi workstation. So if you log into your workstation and go to the search bar and type in action plan, it's the very first result that will come up. And so I'm going to be looking at mine while I'm chatting with you, just to jog my memory a little bit. But for example, you have your reservation at your hotel, you have the date that you need to arrive, so then you start working back. Okay, so we check in on Saturday, we could leave Friday morning and we could drive basically straight through. Or because we like to sleep, we might leave on Thursday and drive about halfway and stay at a hotel on our way, and then drive the rest of the way on Friday or Saturday, or whatever the case, right? We start breaking it down. That's great. That's more detailed plans. That still doesn't get us there. We don't actually start making progress towards our goal or destination until we get in the car and turn it on and start driving. Okay. And what matters when you get in the car, you start taking action and making moves, is that you're pointed the right direction, right? If I got on the highway here near Toronto and I started heading east, I would not get to Florida, I'd get to Quebec. So direction is really important. You want to be clear about where you are going and when you are going to get there. Okay, so if you're looking at the action plan right now, This would be like step one, building your belief statement. Okay, where do you want to be and by when? So I want to be in Florida by Saturday afternoon. Where are you today? I'm in Toronto. What is the gap between where you are now and where you want to be? Well, about 1,000 or 2,000 miles. I didn't check it. I almost just said MapQuest. Guys, that's not a thing anymore, is it? I didn't Google map it, but it's far, okay? It's hundreds, if not thousands of kilometers, maybe a dozen states, okay? That's the gap between where I am now and where I want to be. So the same could be true with our business. Where do you want to be in your business and by when? So there's so many goals in your business. It could be to promote to lead consultant or star consultant or director. I skipped over superstar there, but there's lots of different title goals you might want to reach. There's also goals of earning an incentive. We're in a great incentive right now. We talked about it last week, where you earn it just by selling products from your catalog. So maybe your goal is I will earn the brick by brick incentive, section 2, and that has a built-in finish date. It's at the end of May. Where are you today? Well, I'm in the middle of April. I have one circle closed and I have some progress on the other ones. So what is the gap between where you are now and where you want to be? Well, I still have to close 4 more circles. And those are, laundry, body, whatever. That's in the case of the incentive. If you're going for a promotion, maybe you want to be a star consultant by summer, okay, by July. And where are you today? Maybe you are a certified consultant. Okay, so what is the gap between certified and star? What's the gap between where you are now and where you want to be? Well, 2 active frontline, 500 PRV, and 2,500 team volume. Okay, so we're literally just breaking down kind of what that map looks like. Maybe we're highlighting our route. The next step in the worksheet is to identify your goals. Okay, so our goal is not getting to Disney World or Florida or star consultant necessarily. Okay, there could be smaller goals along the way. And we have talked before, we might have to do a whole nother team talk about SMART goals, but generally SMART goals mean specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Let's filter our Florida road trip through that. Is our goal of getting to Florida specific? Yeah, we have a reservation at a hotel. We know exactly where we're going. Is it measurable? Well, yes, we know exactly how far away it is and how long it will take to get there. Okay, is it achievable? Yeah, we have a car. We have gas in the car and we have money to buy more gas. We might run out, gas is expensive, but it's measurable. We can track our progress along the way and it's achievable. Sorry, that was where I was, achievable. Relevant, is it relevant? Of course it is, because we want to go on vacation. Is it time bound? Yes, our check-in is on Saturday morning. This is hypothetical, by the way. I'm not going to Florida this week. So you'll know when you've achieved your goal by your deadline if you are in your destination. Same thing for promoting by the summer. It's specific. It's a specific title. It's measurable. You know exactly what you need to get there. It's achievable. Okay, you're not trying to go from essential consultant to superstar director in 2 months. That might be a little out of reach, but it's achievable. It's relevant. It's going to help you on your Sensi journey. And it is time bound. You've set yourself a realistic deadline. Okay, so once you've identified your goal, you can break down the other things you need to get there. Okay, I don't just get in my car and say, okay, I am driving to Florida and go. I identify milestones along the way, right? First, we're going to drive to the border. We're going to pull out our passports or Nexus cards, talk to the border guard, let them know where we're going. We're going to fly through. Then we might stop and get a coffee, little bathroom break. And then we will set another goal. Maybe we'll stop for gas another 4 hours later, and we will plan out a route and we will be able to follow that loosely. Okay, will things come up? Absolutely. Maybe we'll need to stop for the bathroom sooner. Maybe we'll be starving. Maybe there will be a road closure or an accident or weather that will cause us to have to take a detour. But if we have a plan, then we know where we're going. and we can adjust more easily. If we just get in the car and don't have clothes, don't have snacks, don't have money with us, we're not going to get very far. We're going to get lost. We're going to be hungry, maybe cranky. So to break down the plan for a promotion, the one, I'm just going to read it to you off of the action plan. The sample scenario is I'm a lead consultant and wanting to promote to director. Okay. So to reach director, I need 500 PRV monthly, 3 active frontline monthly, 2,000 team wholesale volume, and 10,000 group wholesale volume. Okay, that's what you need to get there. That's like, I need a car full of gas, I need my luggage, and I need my snacks. You know what you need. Smart goals might be to work toward director. I will first focus on promoting to superstar consultant. Okay, in order to do that, I will enter 4 parties each month, 2 team members each month. I'll have at least half of my new team members promote to certified by their 3rd month. Okay, so this is breaking down. To get to Florida by Saturday, my goal is to reach North Carolina by Friday night. I'll do that by, getting on the road by 6 a.m. Friday morning, that kind of thing. We're breaking it down into smaller steps along the way, things that we can track and make progress towards. I hope this is making sense so far. I need a sip of water. I'm getting excited to travel again. My goodness. Okay, so now you create your action plan. Your action plan details the steps you need to take to reach your goals. As you consider these steps, reflect on the following questions. What will you do? What literal actual actions will you take? What tools or resources will you use? Okay, are you going to use your catalog, your scent and warmer of the month, trainings from the workstation or from your upline? What skills will you develop to help you be more effective? So maybe that looks like practicing conversations, practicing making new contacts, practicing training, practicing parties. The good thing about our business is basically all of us start as complete beginners. Obviously, we don't know anything about how to run a business, and everything can be learned. Everything can be learned. You can learn how to take great pictures. You can learn how to talk to a camera. You can learn how to train people, how to do math, how to calculate the tax. You can learn all of that. This is a great one. Who will help you? Any road trip, any journey is more fun with friends, right? I would not sign up to drive to Florida by myself. I would fall asleep immediately and I would just go home. I'd be like, forget this. This is boring. I don't want to go. Same with our business. It is no fun alone. So who will help you? Will it be teammates that you already have? Will it be people you are going to invite to join you? Will it be your upline? Will it be somebody else that you've met at an event or online? Okay, who is going to help you? Will it be home office, right? They are such a great resource. Consultant support, the training calls every Tuesday. We have the Scentsy Stories podcast. There are so many ways to connect with people, and their stories and their examples will help you and will inspire you. And then this one is really important too. Just like planning for a road trip, what challenges and obstacles should you prepare for? Do you have a barf bag handy? Because somebody's going to get roadsick. It's true. Do you have snacks in case you hit a long stretch of highway where there's no exits and you're starving? Do you have a playlist maybe on your phone? Do you have a movie downloaded on your iPad? Do you have a book to read? Do you have maybe like fun questions to ask the driver to keep them awake and engaged? So that's a lot of road trip examples. But what challenges or obstacles could you prepare for in your business? Hearing no, having flop parties, that happens. Having recruits join that don't end up working the business, that happens to all of us. So how can you prepare for that? How can you prepare for failed parties? Maybe book twice as many as you think you need to reach your goal. Same with recruiting. If you need 3 active frontline, aim to have at least 6 frontline or 10 frontline. Try to build in a cushion for any possible scenario. So this is a great example here in the worksheet, examples of your action plan. So your action plan for driving to Florida might be, okay, we are going to leave at 6 a.m. on Friday. We're going to grab a coffee and we're going to drive straight through and cross the border, and we will stop somewhere in New York State for like to fill up with gas. Then we're going to have lunch around, 1 o'clock somewhere in Virginia. Do you get the idea? It's a loose plan and it can absolutely change, but this is what I am going to do when I set out, and I will adjust along the way. So in your business, we're going back to the example of being a lead consultant going for director, doing 4 parties a month. To enter 4 parties each month, I will invite 5 people a week to book a party. Okay. So that means 5 people times 4 weeks, you're going to ask at least 20 people a month to host. Okay, if you don't know how to ask people for parties, there's a great booking blitz guide in your workstation. Literally type in booking blitz and it'll be there for you, and it will have sample conversations, different types of parties you can do. I don't know if people are already doing home parties again, but you can do bag parties, text parties, Facebook parties, all kinds of other ways to party or to collect orders without necessarily getting together in someone's home. But you're doing the math. You're thinking, okay, if I need to close 4 parties, how many people do I need to be talking to? And here's the thing, the planning is really, really important, but the action plan is what will get you there. Okay, you can reverse engineer and write things down till your fingers fall off. But until you open your mouth and you talk to those 20 people, you're not going anywhere. Until you start the car and back out of the driveway, you're still in your driveway. The action is where the magic happens. Okay, I'm going to keep reading the examples here. To enroll 2 new team members each month, I'll initiate 10 conversations about the Scentsy business each week. 10 conversations times 4 weeks, that means you're talking to 40 people a month about the opportunity, about the business. I'll prepare for people saying no, and will know how to respond accordingly by developing my communication skills. So maybe you, reach out to your sponsor or your director, practice with one of your teammates, have practice conversations where they say no, and get used to hearing no and get used to being okay with it and what you're going to say. I ask people all the time and people say no to me all the time. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I love having you as a customer anyway. I'm going to ask you again though. And they're fine with it. Discuss the party flipping option with each of your hosts. So that is such a great way too. And then to help my team members to promote to certified consultants, I'll do coaching calls with them, which does not have to be scary. It can literally be getting on Zoom or FaceTime or the phone if you like that. Or if they're close by and you want to meet for a coffee, that's even better. That connection is so important, and just show them kind of how to use their workstation, how to set up a party, help them know how to follow up. And again, I love this last one. I'll ask my sponsor for ideas. Okay, that goes back to who is going to help me along my journey. So here's the thing. Sometimes even the best laid plans don't work out. Sometimes, this was a good one. We took a road trip when we were first married, and we drove to Florida, we took a cruise, and we were driving home. And to save money, we decided to drive through the night. So sometime in the middle of the night in the Tennessee mountains, the car broke down. Like fully stopped. CAA couldn't fix it. It had to be towed. We had to get driven to the nearest town, which was really far away. So obviously we did not get home in time. Okay, we did not reach our goal when we wanted to. We had to adjust and readjust. My in-laws had to stay behind and get the car repaired, which was very costly for them. We had to hop a bus and take a very long, it should have been maybe a 4 or 6 hour drive, and I think it took us about 18 hours by bus. So It was a very different journey than what we had planned for, but we did get home, and now we kind of laugh about it. I don't know, it was pretty rough, but we got to where we needed to be. We adjusted, and it worked out because we knew where we were going. If we didn't know where we were going, if we didn't know, okay, we need to be home by Monday to go to work, who knows how long we would have hung around there the side of the road. But we had steps that we could take. We had actions that we could take. We knew we needed to call and get help. We needed to call insurance, call this, call that, and make other plans. So along your journey, you will set goals, and sometimes you won't reach them. Happens to me all the time, by the way. Just more times maybe than you if you're newer. But the point is, make a plan. Don't overanalyze the plan. Start taking action, because you will not get anywhere until you turn the car on and start to drive. And as long as you're pointed in the right direction, it doesn't matter how slow you go, you will get there. So I encourage you to take a look at the action plan worksheet in your workstation, print it out if you prefer pen and paper, or make notes on your phone if that's your thing. I know some people have done really cool grids on their wall with sticky notes. So say, for example, you're working for a promotion and you need 500 PRV, you would write 500 PRV on one sticky note. And then you need 2,500 TWV, you put that on another sticky note. And you need 2 active frontline, you put that, maybe you would put 1 active frontline and 1 active frontline on 2 separate ones. And then as you accomplish those things, you can take them down or check them off, whatever it is. But having a clear plan gives you something to work towards, and knowing the actions that will get you there. So a lot of the action steps for the Sensi promotion goal were, this is how many conversations I'm going to have. And you're building in a buffer for hearing a lot of no, and that's okay. But really, it's not writing down the plan or writing the sticky notes or listening to me yap about road trips that's going to get you there. It's the action, it's the conversations, and it's the doing. And that is what will get you a little bit closer, a little bit closer. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you'll look at the action plan. And I would love if you do your action plan and you fill it out and you want to share it, send it to your director, send it to me. We would love to see it and to check in with you and see how it's going. All right. I hope you all have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye, friends.